computer. Okay, let's get started. My first person is Tanya.
I'm here. Whoa.
Hold on. Did any of you get the chance to look at those audio files? Yeah, I wish I would have had those when I was learning, especially at the end of it when he gives all of the words in word final position, which means he just breaks all the sundays for you. And being able to like read through and break, because I went through and I listened to the whole file for chapter 6 and I kind of thought about how it would work. I think that's a really good way to approach these assignments, is to and even go back on the last 2 chapters and listen to those audio files and go kind of slowly one at a time. And the guy's pronunciation is quite good. And it sounds a lot of like, it sounds like an old guy from Madhya Pradesh's accent, which is an accent I'm quite fond of. Okay. All right, Tanya, we are ready for you. And let me get the thing up on the screen.
Okay.
Here it comes. We are live.
Whoa, that's big. Hang on, let me pare that down just a little bit.
Pare yourself.
All right. All right. So, all right. Yada, da, sa, ra, boho.
To. Dashra to.
Sorry. Dashra to. I even wrote that down. Jaye, Thumb.
Jeshtam.
Yeah,
Jye sha pa So yada dasharato jishtam. Yeah. And what I want you to kind of focus on a little bit as you're reading and practicing is trying to get your sounds to be like, so if I say putram, it sounds like but if I'm looking at multiple putras in the accusative, putran. So yud dasharato jeshtam putram.
Okay.
Look at
Hopefully, fingers crossed. But putram, Rama, Shayati. Pashyati.
Yeah.
Tada.
Yeah.
Fun. My na daya to bhavati.
Yeah, there you go. So here, this helps if you have already broken it down and you can keep it in your head. Paramam anandam anubhavati.
Okay. All right. So, okay.
Verbs. First up.
Verbs, we've got to become bhavati.
Yeah, but this is anubhavati. So that's these pre-verbs that we have. So it's bu, which becomes bhavati, and anu before it. When anu is attached to bhavati, it means something like feels.
Oh.
And anu means like if I say anu gachati, means to go after someone. So I like to think of that anu and anubhavati is your to have affection or have a feeling towards someone is to be toward them. Anubhavati, to be toward someone. So yeah, that is he, she, it, they.
He.
Yeah, he feels. Anubhavati.
Feels. Okay, hang on. That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, so one of the tricks when you're doing these is to really look up the words in Goldman's glossary, because he's pretty decent. Sometimes he'll screw you. So I remember, because Sunday was so hard for me, one of the things I would do before even approaching the doing the reading assignment is read through the list in the glossary of words with the idea that, okay, I know a bunch of these words are coming up. I have
Okay.
every Sanskrit grammar around me but Goldman. Okay, that makes sense. All right, continue.
And then we've got C,
Yeah, Pashati.
Pashati. And that's that's all
Good.
I got.
That's all you need. So
Okay.
you're going to look and you're like, okay, there are my verbs. And there I got yada yada and tada tada. So those are in the KYT series.
Mm-hmm.
Yada is the relative and tada is the co-relative. So in this sense, it's flipped from English. We would say this thing that does this, whereas Sanskrit says that thing this does. So it's a little tricky, but if you just remember the series, kind of feel for it, and when they're repeated twice, what does that mean?
Oh my God, I totally forgot. Like the win-win, like win,
Yeah,
win.
it makes it more indefinite. So like
Okay.
yada and tada, because they end in da, are going to have to do with time. So whenever, then ever.
Oh, then ever. Okay.
And this
Um,
is why I'm telling you, it's hard to get the English out in it, but the Sanskrit will become really clear. But just getting those in the English word order, I think, is really complicated. Some people just get it right away. It took years for me. Okay, so we've got verbs. Next thing we're going to do is look for what?
I look for subjects, like people.
Excellent.
Like,
Yes.
so we've got the king Dasharato,
Yep.
and you got Rama.
Yeah. So
Um,
is Rama a subject?
well, I don't know. He's like
One, two, three.
oh, well, he's like the object.
Yes. He's in
I'm
the
like, I'm like, what, he's
accusative. He's
what
in the
his,
second.
yeah, yeah. So the way that I read it, I was like, when Dasharato sees his eldest son Rama.
Okay, stop right there.
No,
Perfect.
okay,
That's perfect. So now you've got your relative, and you're going to remember that it's the exact opposite of the way you'd want to do it in English.
okay,
So now go to your next part, the tada tada.
okay. So his eldest son.
Yeah, now start. So you've got that.
I'm
You've got
sorry.
the whole thing with eldest son. Just leave that.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
leave it alone for now.
so um, then
Then ever.
then ever, he feels supreme joy.
You got it. He feels supreme joy. Now, do you want to explain how you? Well, I'm just going to make you do it anyway. Explain to me how you render the KYT series.
Well, I probably do it ass backwards, but like I pluck out all my Sanskrit, like I just pull out all the words and
Mm-hmm.
then like I don't know, have them down like a Scrabble pieces. And then I look for my verbs and what could go with what, and
Mm-hmm.
then piece it back into kind of what
Yeah.
would make sense in English.
Yeah, and the
Using
problem
the
here with rendering this into English is in English, we would have put this direct object over in this clause. That's the confusing thing. So here you go, whenever, and then do the rest of it. You had it
so
right.
okay, whenever Dasharato sees his eldest son,
Wrong.
then Rama,
Yeah.
um, then ever he feels supreme joy.
Yeah. So Paramam and then Ananda, not Ananda, Ananda. So that's the
Ananda.
prefix a, long, plus Nanda, which means joyous. And Nanda means a joyous person. Ananda is like supreme joy or bliss. And paramam, so that's parama in the accusative, as well as anandam in the accusative. He feels extreme bliss. Now, here's the thing I want you to keep in your heads when you're looking at these. Yada yada, whenever, tada tada. Okay, now let me figure that out. Then Dasharato is in the nominative. Over here in your correlative, you don't have a nominative. So that's going to be your first hint that this nominative is going to carry over. So you know your subject. You got whenever Dasharata sees, and then you're like, oh, okay, verbs and accusatives. That's easy. I'm good at those. Whenever Dasharata sees the eldest son Rama, then ever, you don't need to say then ever, it just helps me in my head. Then, because the when over in English carries it all across to make it general and indefinite. Then he feels. Who feels? Dasharato feels. Anandam, bliss, paramam, because they agree, is an adjective. He feels supreme bliss, or bliss, which is supreme. Questions? Excellent. Tessa, I want you to do the next two sentences.
Okay. So yada 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 yada. We are saw.
Nope. Ramo P.
Sorry. Oh yeah, Ramo P. Matya Utaha.
Yeah. Good.
And
just
then
keep reading, yeah.
okay. Sarvanve
Yeah.
Danavagachati.
Yes. So you've almost got that dead on. You were breaking the pauses very well as you went along. So Sarvan, Vedan, so Sarvan, Devan, Awagachati. One trick when you're looking at these sort of long Sandhi sentences is look for repeated grammar. Here you see the long and then the na with the virama. So that's there and that's there. And we know that to be like Raman, plural accusative. And you know that the end is a verb because it's got that T ending on it. So when you first approach this one, you can kind of look just to kind of see where there are common endings you can think of, and that'll help you break up the Sandhis. All right.
Then so Sarvan Vedana Bagashati. Danurve Vedasyapi.
Yeah, perfect. That was really good.
Padam Gachati.
Okay, excellent. All right, we are on. Sanskrit is happening. Okay, give me that first sentence. Do you see a verb?
It is implied, right?
Yes. So.
Endowed with? No.
Yeah, so that's functioning like it's effectively like there's an us verb. There's he is. So he is, and who is he?
Rama.
Yeah, right.
Is endowed with some intelligence or some mind.
Yes, and mati here is masculine, feminine?
I think it was feminine. Yeah, feminine.
Yes, it's feminine. So that's why you have matya agrees with yuttaha and ramoho. So in fact, all of these words go together with the word uppy, which can mean but or moreover. It can do a lot. Uppy does pretty much whatever you want it to do.
You know, I was thinking when I read uppy in this one, it was that, can't remember what it was called, not indefinite, where those words like uppy and chana are indefinite, like some.
Yep.
But
yeah, we saw then that if you have cuss, like say cuss and then chana and then uppy, it does a whole other thing.
All those have to go together, like
they don't all have to go together. Uppy is a very common word. Uppy and punar are both very common sort of flavoring words. They suggest an integration. Now, uppy, if it's at the beginning of a sentence, if it was uppy ramo matya yuttaha, then it would be a question. It would be, oh, is Rama endowed with intelligence? So here, I would use the uppy as a particle, sort of as an interjection, sort of yet, or moreover, Rama is endowed with intelligence.
Okay, so it's not summoned. I used it in the wrong way then there.
All right, you're fine. I try to. It's just sometimes it could go that way. I do like to take my uppies and I try to read it to the thing closest to it on the left.
Makes sense. Okay, so moreover, Rama has or is endowed with intelligence.
Yeah, and I would probably put in brackets something like keen. Yes, keen intelligence. Mati, that's a word. It's from man, from which we get manasya, to think. But yeah, I mean, I would say he is endowed with keen intelligence. Why is it matya?
Because it's genitive.
No.
No, I mean, no, that's
I just
totally.
misspoke when I said everything was in the same tense. This is not in the nominative.
Wouldn't it? Well, I want to say instrumental, but only because of the with part.
Kanyaya.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And you'd have to look at our new matti. Matti we had today would be the feminine declension of short I.
yes. So I don't know why I can't remember.
People tend to be endowed with something.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I thought. Instrumental, right?
Bang. Yeah. Kanyaya.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Now we're on. Look here and show me some verbs.
All right. Avagachati.
Right. What does that mean?
Comes.
This is where you got to look up in Goldman. If you look,
It comes. No.
You have to look up with the prefix avagachati.
I did look that up. I thought gachati was goes.
It is, but its meaning changes with the prefix. So if it is goes and you put a long in front of it as a prefix or preverb, it goes from go to come. If you put awa before the root Dutch, it means to understand.
Oh yeah. All right. I have that in my translation, but I forgot that. So
isn't it that's why we read in class, because it gets in your head. Yeah.
So it's ava.
Yeah.
Not agat. Okay, so that's he understands. And what's the other verb is gachati.
Yeah, our plain old gachati. Plain old regular old gachati.
Yes. So now what do you want? You
Well,
understand?
I want my nominative.
The Vedas. No.
No, that's Vedasya. Vedasya api. So that Vedasya api. So that's sixth genitive plus api.
So the nominative you said is he.
Yeah, it's sa. Now, why does it not have a visarga after it?
Because of it Sunday.
There's a specific Sunday rule that says that masculine saha with Sunday drops the visarga, just to make things a little trickier for everyone.
Yes.
So that's one to remember, because a pundit will ask you that, but what your head will just do is it won't even think about it. You won't even think about putting a visarga there because, you know, saha is just sa always. So that just gets internalized. All right. So do we have a KYT series here?
No.
Excellent. We do not. We have one clue about syntax, though, which would be that uppy. And this uppy here is going to be but. So if cha is and, uppy is but. So with that, and you can start breaking down the other words, we have he understands. Now, Tessa, what does he understand? Or
He understands all the Vedas.
yes, sarvan vedan. Those are in first, second, third, singular, plural?
Second, plural.
Excellent. Second, plural. Now here, you're going to want to translate the Vedas, as in the texts of the Vedas, to which we think of the Veda Sanitas, the Yajur Veda, the Rig Veda, Samaveda, and the Atharva Veda. But Veda can also mean something like a science and or a type of knowledge. So there are all sorts of Vedas that are not the Veda Sanitas. So, if I wanted to talk about astrology, it would be called Jyotish, and sometimes it's called Jyotisha Veda. I have it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's a common one. So you have to kind of try to decide if they're talking about the actual scriptures or Veda is being used as like a science or a system of knowledge.
I would think because of the rest of the sentence, it's the system of knowledge.
Exactly. Now there you're using the context properly. You use context of a group of words to try to nuance what you're reading, not to try to figure out the meaning immediately and then try to turn the Sanskrit into what you think it means. You're reading the Sanskrit, not rewriting the Sanskrit. So we're starting off and we have he. Who is he? Rama. Why is it Rama? Because he is the nominative in the sentence before. He knows or understands, however you want to do that, all sarvan vedan, all the sciences. Now, where do we go from there?
Let's see. The api.
Yeah.
Be even.
Yeah. So just throw that away for a second and figure out Danur Veda.
So what was that last part?
Figure out Danur Vedasya.
Okay. That is what is that? The science of archery.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And what tenses or what numbers are those?
Asya, isn't that genitive?
Yeah, the sya is genitive on a short Veda. But for Danu, it is Danuhu, so that's an U ending, which is also genitive in the U form. That's one of the new paradigms we learned for this week that I'm not quizzing you on because I'm not feeling that mean. So, but of Danur Vedasya, of or about or regarding this science of archery. Now, what do we do with this dirty little param gachati here?
Let's see. Is that the fully comprehends?
Yes, exactly. That's in Goldman. So what is this really saying? He goes, gachati, and then param. I mean, you heard the phrase param para. So param, the greatest other side, and para, the really great other side. So the like sort of literal thing is he goes to the far side, is how I think of it. He goes to the far side of the science of archery. But what it really means, the nuance is he excels at. He goes to the far side, or he excels at, when you have param plus gum, or param plus a gum verb. He excels at the science of archery. Really good, Tessa. All right. Read it again in the Sanskrit and translate it all pretty. Get ready, Saskia. You're up next.
Amo pi matya yutaha sa sarvan vedan avagachati danyor vedas yapi padam gachati.
What? Your pronunciation is really coming along. All right. Translate it. Make it pretty.
Moreover, Rama is endowed with keen
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yeah.
He understands the sciences, and he
Understand all of the sciences.
understands all the sciences, and he even excels at the science of archery.
Yeah. So reading it with feeling is what I like to refer to this practice that I do. I go, Ramopi Matya Yuttaha Sasarvan Vedana Vagachati Danar Vedasya Api Param Gachati. Like when you can read it with those little like pauses, that's when it kind of helps you internalize everything. So I would translate this because we've said before, yada yada Dasharato Jeshtaputra Ramam Pashiti Tata Tata Paramam Nandanam Manubhavati. So whenever Dasharata sees his greatest eldest son, Rama, then he feels or experiences extreme bliss. Moreover, Rama is endowed with intelligence. What intelligence is? We're going to see. He understands all the sciences, but he excels at param gachati, or he excels regarding, or he goes to the far side of Danur Vedasya, the science of archery, the science of bowcraft, the science of bow and arrow. All right, we're moving. Saskia. I'm only gonna make you do one. This one's a sneaky little one too. It's a good
Sorry, one. You're on my phone, so you're like all small. Okay, there you are. Okay, so
you're all small.
I'm on the fourth sentence, correct?
Yeah, it starts yada sa banam.
Okay. Yada sa banam mudarati.
Mm-hmm.
Tada deva apikampante svagre.
Swarge.
Oh, swarge.
Yeah, so yeah, you're real close on that. There's only one place I'd like you to stop a little bit tighter on. Yada sa banam udharati tada deva api kampante swarge. Because you've got that verb in there that is udha, not mudha. But I know you look at it, you're like, mudra. Nope. Okay, we are ready to go. Where's my verb?
Let's maybe. I'm not good at this.
No one is.
Is it? No, it's not. It's. God. I'm just trying to think in like context what we were just talking about. Okay, so
Don't think in context. Look at the words.
I know. Is it banna?
Banam is the direct object, and it is an arrow.
Right. Okay.
But what word comes after that?
The one that I did wrong. That one's like mudra.
Not move. So banam, gotta have that like accusative ending, singular accusative masculine, and then udharati.
Oh, udharati.
There you go. You got that.
I see.
That's
I see.
hard.
I keep adding an extra M. That's what I keep doing. Okay, that's why it kept sounding weird.
I know why you're doing that. That's such a way our brains see that. Yeah. So udharati, and that is
Arrow removes.
mm, so udharati, you have the root dri, which means to hold, and
Okay.
ud means like up. So I've translated.
Raises.
Yes, exactly. He raised, so he holds up. So yada, yada and tada are the what do we know those to be?
Which ones again? Sorry.
Yada and tada.
Yada.
What
Oh,
kind of words are these?
I know. I might need a little help on that.
This is our relative and correlative. That's the KYT series. And when they have a da behind them, they are about time. But I still have one more verb. And it's in the Atmanepada.
Let's see. Is it the deva?
No.
Or, I mean, like the deva or the gods.
Yeah. So we're looking for a verb. There's one more verb in here.
Kampante.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like
Yeah.
bashante. Bashante was in Atmanepada. So this is a good
Right.
example because we have singular, he raises, and campante, they tremble.
Oh.
They tremble, they shake from the root kump, K-A-M-P. All right. Now, subjects. We know we're
Okay.
going to look for a singular one and a plural one based on the verbs.
Right. So Sahi.
So is he.
Right.
Why does it not have a visarga after it?
Because someone got lazy. I don't know.
I think you came in a little bit after I was talking about this. So
Okay.
sa, which is he, actually would have a visarga there, but that drops due to very specific Sandhi rule. And it's just has to do with this word that is theoretically saha is just sa because of one specific Sandhi rule. And it's just the way it is. So sa is going to be our he, and that will agree with which verb?
Right. So he raises
Yes. Udharati
an arrow.
Yeah. Right. And if you want, you can start thinking about the when then. So when he raises an arrow.
Oh, so when he raises an arrow.
Then
Okay, I know tada is probably like it's the time then they react, right?
Yeah,
the gods are
yeah.
like
It's
shocked,
when and
but it
then.
also sounds like a magic trick. So okay, so then
Oh, it sounds like ta-da.
then the gods tremble. So when
Yeah.
he raises an arrow, then the gods tremble.
What about this word?
Which word? Oh,
Last word, swarge.
swarge. Heaven?
That's exactly correct. And is it in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth?
I don't know.
All right. It's in the locative.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got all the words, and this uppy here, because we're getting all these uses of uppies, means it's some people describe this as a disjunctive particle. So it shows like a contrast. So here I translate this even.
Oh.
Even the gods tremble in heaven.
Okay.
All right.
So when
me one more time.
So when he when he raises his arrow, even the gods tremble in heaven.
Yeah, but you want to hit that then. When?
Then
Yeah. So this is interesting. So we have sa udharati, right? And
Oh.
then we have deva plural kampante. The reason we have to put into relationship the yada and the tada. So when he raises the
his
arrow,
arrow. An arrow, right.
then even the gods in heaven tremble. Or you could say, more like English would be, even the gods tremble in heaven when he picks up an arrow. See how that works?
Yeah, it's whole backwards.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying, I'm like, you figure it out, and then you get it into English, and then you read the Sanskrit, and the Sanskrit makes sense, and then you think about the English, and the English makes sense, and then you can't put them together. Because in Sanskrit, the correlative comes after the relative, and the rule is they try to almost always put that relative clause, that relative sentence chunk before the correlative. So it's almost like they put the, and as Maurer uses it, the antecedent, the thing that comes before, and the precedent, the thing that comes after. They sort of switch it. All right, that was very good. Read it one more time and translate it.
Okay, hopefully I remember. Okay, so Yadha sa banam udarti tada deva api kampante swarge. Swarge.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now translate it one last time.
Oh, so even the gods tremble in heaven when he picks up an arrow.
Right on. Okay, my next person is Devin. Devin, I want you to do the next two sentences.
Okay. Can you hover over where I'm starting?
Oh, yeah, sure. Ekada.
Okay. Ekada kashchana
Mm-hmm.
munirayodyam
Mm-hmm.
pratyagachati
Mm-hmm.
dasharatham prati vadati cha.
Excellent. Okay, first thing, verbs.
Okay.
Just start with this. Start with this first sentence. Where's the verb?
Agachati.
Yes. And I tell you, even I was tripped up by this, because prati, like pratabhigna hridayam, a text that a lot of people that work in Shaiva Tantra read, prati and pratya are also prefixes. But Goldman is being a little sneaky here and is using prati in the same way here and here. So this is actually not a gum verb with two prefixes. It's a gum verb with that a single prefix and then just the sandhi of prati.
Okay.
Maybe that seems like a lot, but that's sneaky.
So what is prati?
Yeah, so prati is an indeclinable, so it just hangs out. You don't decline it in any way, and it means something like to or toward or until.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So we got agachati, so that's a gum, and that means what?
Comes.
Yes. If it was gachati, it would be goes. Agachati is comes.
Okay.
All right. So now, where is my subject?
Well, I know I think Munihi is the sage, but is the subject still Rama?
Nope. Munihi is the sage.
Okay.
So remember that's our paradigm that we just learned today. Munihi is the nominative singular. So our little sentence is the sage comes.
Yeah.
All right. Now we got other words. What are we gonna do with these?
So Ayodhyam is the name of the city.
Excellent. And is it masculine, feminine, neuter?
Ooh. Is it feminine?
It is. It's feminine and it's in the locative. Remember, that's kanyayam. And that's the one that I'm always like, this will trip you up. I don't know why, but that one's always hard for me to remember. So our little sentence is the sage came toward, you can just put the prati right in there. The sage came toward Ayodhya in the locative.
Okay.
All right. Now, where
I
do we go
know.
with this stuff?
Ekada is just once.
Yes. Yeah. So that's just like it's like the KYD series, but it's really just more of like an adverb that's just hanging out. So it's time. One time, like yada, when, tada, then, ekada, one time. Now you got one last word.
This one's driving me crazy because I feel like I remember kashchit,
You did remember Kaschit.
but I don't remember what it was. I just remember seeing
It's
it.
in the examples, and you had Kaschit and Kaschana have the same meaning. So what you have here is Kas, which in our KYT series is who. But when a chana or a chit, like Kaschit, is added to it, it makes it indefinite. So it's not asking what sage, it's saying some indefinite sage. So some sage one time came toward Ayodhya.
Okay.
All right, so read it again and translate it for me.
Okay. Ekada kaschana munirayodhyam
Yes,
pratyagachati.
there you go. You got it.
So once some sage came or comes towards Ayodhyam.
Yeah. I mean, I almost want to go like one day, some sage or a sage. It's just not the sage. It has to be indefinite. Some sage, some muni, which is a word that I'm comfortable not translating. Some muni comes toward, so he comes that way, and then you add that prati onto it to kind of nuance as an adverb, as an indeclinable. It describes the verb. He comes toward Ayodhya in the locative. All right, next one, short and sweet, but it's using prati in a very similar way. So the moral of this story for you is prati. That's what we're learning in this sentence, in these two sentences. All right, give it a shot.
Okay. Dasharatham prati vadati cha.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Where's my verb?
Vadati, which
Yes.
is dwells.
Yeah. Nope. That's vasati.
Mm.
Vadati, vadataha, vadanti. Speaks.
Speaks. Okay. So would it again be like speaks like to him or toward
Exactly. Speaks toward whom?
the sage?
Mm-mm.
Oh, to Dasharatha. So it's the
What?
sage. is
Dasharata 1, 2, or 3? What's its number? Dasharatam. Like the
speaking. It would be two. It would be two. It would be like speaking to him, accusative.
So here, cha is an enclitic particle, which
Which is-
means it goes at the end, it goes after the things it's joining, to which I keep saying bacon, eggs, cha, bacon, eggs, cha. So you've got this phrase, then you put the cha in front of it, and he speaks to Dasharata. Okay, read it one more time and translate it for me, both sentences.
Okay. Ekada kaschana munirayodhyam pratyagachati Dasharatham prati vadati cha.
Perfect. And
So-
remember, that's Dasharatam.
Dasharatham.
Yeah, it's dental ta, not tha. Ta.
So one day some sage comes towards Ayodhya
Hmm.
and speaks to Dasharatha.
Perfect. Dead on. Ekada Paschana Munir Ayodhyam Pratyagachati Dasharatham Prati Vadaticha. You got it. All right, who is next? I believe I got Jared is next. Jared, you're getting 3. So from
Great.
Bo all the way to Asi.
All right.
And remember that it is our sage who is speaking to Dasharatha.
And luckily for me, this is saved in posterity, and I've done through 6, and now I got called for number 7.
Don't worry, I'll help you.
Okay. Let's see. So Bo, nope.
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh, yep. Naripa.
Yeah, let's just stop right there. What is Nripa? If it was Rama, it would be Rama with nothing attached to it. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
You're talking about just the nominative first?
Yeah, it's not a nominative
Ah.
because see, there's no visarga.
Mm-hmm.
So Bo is the equivalent of hey or ha. So
Okay.
if this is hey, what's Nripa gonna be?
Is that king?
Yeah. So hey king. So you'll have a lot of sentences that'll start like this. It'll be like Bo Arjuna, Bo Krishna. And you know that it is in the vocative because as much as you want it to be in the nominative singular, it has no visarga. All right.
Okay. So hey king. Okay. And then let's see. Vayam.
Mm-hmm.
Then Muna Yo.
Right.
Muna Yo. Let's see. Ra Ksha
Mm-hmm.
Thou Ra
Sire. Rakshasire.
Laksha Sire. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Tia
So Rakshasire Atyantam.
Atyantam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. And then keep going. So
Yeah, I want you to get. I'll just make you read to Bava Maha. But yeah.
So let's see. P-E-T.
Pidita.
Oops. P-D-Ta.
Pidita. And then Bava Maha.
Okay. Bava Maha.
All right. Where's my verb?
Let's see. So Raksha is like a demon.
Yeah, so that you got to remember this. You want to just say Raksha, but it's Rakshasa. So
Rakshasada.
Rakshasire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But our verb, look to the end.
Bava Maha.
Yeah. And like I look at that one every time and I go, oh, that's one of those I never use.
Uh-huh. So Bava is like mood. Maha
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, don't do too much work on that. This is just the conjunction of boo as a verb. Does anybody?
Okay.
I'll ask the crowd. Who knows what the grammar of this is? Is it I, we, he, she, us, they? Ah, I can see why this one might have stumped y'all. I had to look this one up myself. I couldn't remember what it was because I just never used these very much. This is plural. This is a plural. So it's we.
First,
Pardon?
first person plural.
Yeah, it's we all are. All right, so let's get started on this. So who all are? So we're looking for a plural nominative. Where do you see a plural nominative?
The Vayam.
The Vayam is a plural nominative. Yes, that's the plural nominative personal pronoun. So we all. All right. See any others?
And Atyantam.
You leave
No.
atyantam alone because that's an adverb. That's an indeclinable adverb. So what I want you to do is find more nominatives.
Okay. Let's see.
There's two more nominatives.
Oh my God. Let's see. Munayo.
Yes. So that's
I'm just-
plural nominative of muni. Munayoho.
So we all sages.
Munihi minaya. Munayoho. Munayaha. Yeah. We all sages, and then you got one more plural nominative.
So leaving it's got to be pidita.
Yeah, and this is a great word. Crushed, oppressed,
Okay.
squeezed, afflicted. Now, judging by what we have a small sentence that says, all us munayohos, all us munis are afflicted. And I told you atyantam is an adverb. It's frozen. Are really afflicted. So what do you do with those rakshasas?
So really afflicted by the demons.
Yeah, and that's because, and what is it? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Let's see. Let's see. So third.
Yes, third plural. Rakshasaihi. Yeah. All right. So what we've got here. Hey, king. Bonripaha. Vocative. Vayamunayaho. So he's really speaking to like include and we plural. So all us munis are extremely atyantam pidita afflicted rakshasire by rakshasas, by demons in the plural. Now read it again, translate it for me.
So ho nripo vayam munayo rakshasire atyantam pidita bhava maha.
Nice.
So hey king,
Yeah.
we all of us, all we sages are really afflicted, crushed by demons.
Yeah. Excellent. I was hanging out with a mentee of mine last night, and we were talking about a couple of things in linguistics. And he was like, all these get served if you just, he's from Florida originally. He's like, if you just use a little Southern grammar, things make sense. You know, hey there, king. Oh, it's almost more Midwesterner. All us damn moonies, we're really squeezed by damn rakshasas. The Southern way is most often the better way. Okay, we have gotten through everybody's read who's in class today. I'll give you 5 minutes, and then we're going to start back at the beginning. We're going to work through a lot of this today. I'm really pleased with how fast this is going. Excellent. I guess all the people who aren't here right now are just dead weight to me. Dead to me, all of you watching this video. You're dead to me. Dead to me. All right, I'll see you in 5 minutes. See, Tessa, once again, you're fine. Doing great.
No, yeah, sure. Here in class, it's a little different than it. Can I ask a quick question about that last sentence? I didn't, since Sarve isn't in there, do we? I was confused about when we said we all. Could we just say we sages are really afflicted by?
Yeah, you could. I throw the all in there to really stress that it's in that first person plural, and that's just to keep it straight in my head.
Okay, just wanted to check on that. Thanks.
Yeah, in general, I try to not add too much to the Sanskrit when I translate, but sometimes you get the sense that adding a few other little words kind of really does help the Sanskrit be better representative. And we're always trying to balance between having a faithful representation from our source language to our target language. Here's source Sanskrit, target language English. But also to aim toward readability and clarity. With Sanskrit, it's hard because do you want to have a really faithful translation of the meaning, but you've translated from verse to prose? Because then you're not depicting it as poetry, but it's hard. I find that I work with a lot of texts that are poetic, that are not prose texts, and I translate them as prose just because I don't know how I could get a verse that's a list of 14 plant names to like work in poetry. Ugh. All right, moving right along. It's like Atlas has joined us. He is no longer dead to me. Okay. Oh, good. It's Atlas.
Can you hear me? Oh, finally, I was trying to see this whole time whether how to mute or start. There, okay, we're getting somewhere.
All right.
You know.
Well, you're up next, and you're gonna have like the worst sentence.
I'm not up next. I'm gonna go park first, and then do the sentence after that, because I'm still at a red light driving.
Excuses. All right.
I mean, otherwise I would fucking do it.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you would. All right. Did we? Who just went last? Jared just went. All right. I'm gonna go back up to. All right, Tessa, you're gonna have the ugly sentences. These two suck. Okay. Two sentences. I want you to do both of them. Twum all the way through that et.
Can you show me where?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Eva.
Twameva.
Rakshako. See?
Yeah. So here, Twameva Prajanam Rakshako. You almost wanted to say Rakshko and turn it into Hindi. Rakshako Asi. Yeah. And then this one that I actually lost a little bit of sleep on. All right.
Okay, where is your
Yadi
Twam Na Kamchana Viram Preshayasi.
Prashayasi. Yeah.
I wrote Tadhi, but it sounded like they said Tadahi.
Yeah, that's when you listen to the audio file. Yeah, there's some different pronunciations that I would say if you listen to me, I'll say Tarhi.
Okay. What's the word before it? How do you say that one?
Prashayasi.
It's not in.
Prashayasi. And like Dr. Williams would tell you, you put the emphasis on the third syllable from the back. So Prashayasi.
It's not Shayasi.
No, yeah, it's Prashayasi.
Okay.
It would actually be a different word.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I wrote it wrong.
You got it.
Okay, Tadhi Vayam Sarve Nashtaha Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Nash. Yeah, I don't know how to say that one. Nashtaha.
Nashtaha. You said it right. Nashtaha.
Ma iti. Oh, that's ma iti.
This is the sma. The sma and the et are brutal right here. Because I knew exactly what it was, but I'm like, how do I know that? It took me a while. This was what I was talking about at the beginning of class.
Yeah,
All right, so
I
do the
thought that meant it was like the. Okay. Anyway, I don't know.
it does and it doesn't. We'll get to that. All right. So start with our first sentence. Where's my verb?
Holy crap! What was the first sentence?
Twameva prajanam rakshako asi. Rakshakosi.
Asi is the verb.
Yeah. And that's he, she, you, it, they.
That is what is that? Asti, that is you.
Yeah. Tat twam asi. You are that. All right. So we've got our verb. Where are my nominatives?
You are Rashako.
Yeah, rakshako, nominative singular. And one more.
Twam.
Twam, exactly. So those are twam and rakshako are in the nominative singular. So our little sentence is you are the protector, playing on the fact that you have rakshasas, which are demons, and a rakshaka, who is a protector. So the demons are euphemistically called protectors because they are demons.
Oh, that's didn't make sense.
Yeah, so raksh, the root raksh means to protect.
Okay, I saw that it was protector, but I couldn't figure out. Okay, so you
And then you got this one last word here.
protector. What was of the children of the people of the kingdom?
Yeah,
So,
plural genitive of the people of the kingdom. It's the same word as so progeny. So with praja, you go something like just of the people or of your subjects even.
okay.
So you, and then eva is another one of these particles which puts emphasis. Indeed, you are the protector of people, of your subjects. Now, let's get into this over here. Joy.
Wait,
Joy.
before we move on,
Yes.
Dr. Albright, okay, can you say that sentence again? Because I got something so not
Okay.
what, because I thought it was so long, like a time, like so long, or like in a long time or something. The offspring become protectors or something. I don't know. Like,
Okay, so let's go this way. You have twam plus eva.
Yeah.
Twam here is not part of the KYT series, and it's not an adjective. It's just a nominative singular. So you, and then eva, indeed. You, and then we go to our verb, are asi. So that's asi in the he form, or the you form, you are. So we have you are. You are rakshako, and rakshako means protector. Protector, and then we have our sixth plural, prajanam, of the people, or of
the offspring. Okay.
or of the offspring.
Okay.
So yeah, this is like sort of, I mean, some Sanskrit words have numerous meanings, such as the word loka means world, but it can also mean people. So I could say sarva lokan, which would mean in all the worlds or affecting all the worlds, or it could mean affecting all the people.
Okay. I think I don't know where I got so long from it.
Yeah. Oh, well, no,
okay.
you got it in there and you worked it into your head and then it was there.
Okay.
All the time. I'm like, that isn't even a Sanskrit word. I just put that one in there.
Okay.
You
Sorry,
go back
Tessa.
and take it out. That's why I'm always saying to you when you're translating and you're doing these translations to really be reading the Devanagari as much as possible. Keep going back to the Devanagari. That'll help that.
Okay.
All right,
you.
Tessa.
Okay. Wait, so yadi tvam na kamchana viram. Okay, so I had said if you do not send.
Don't tell me any of that business. I
All
don't
right, what are
know
we
you
doing?
send. I want a verb.
Okay, then that was what is that? Pray, that one I couldn't say.
Yeah.
Pray
Okay.
shayasi.
So Goldman has that as pra and ish, which is in the 10th form. Parasmaipara. It's actually causative, which we haven't learned yet. And that means dispatch or to send.
Send, right, okay.
And that's in a C ending, agreeing with the C here. So is that you, he, she, it, they?
But a T, but a C, it's you.
Yes. You send. And then where's my other verb? This is a trick question.
There is not another verb.
There is not another verb. There is an implied one.
Okay.
And now, well, we'll get to the small later. All right. So now we've got you are doing something. And so where is my nominatives? Where are my nominatives?
Nastaha.
Let's leave that one alone for now. Go to Preshayasi and read left.
Okay, so Vietnam, the heroes.
Okay, is that nominative?
No, it is not. Wait. No, it's accusative.
Yes, it's accusative. Right.
So
Twum is our nominative. That's our main nominative for this Preshayasi clause. Now, at this point, you've got a subject and a verb. Now you start thinking about your KYT series. You have yadi, which means if. Tarhi means then. I love yadi and tarhi because they just sound like if and then in my head. They always make me happy. I'm like, oh, I'm just not going to have to do when and he, who, what. If this thing happens, then this thing happens. All right, so what is our sentence here? We have if you, and then you have a na, right?
right, so that's a negative particle.
Yeah, so if you don't preshayasi,
Don't send. Kamchana is some in that indefinite or not specific.
yeah, it's got the chana, but you can look and you see it's kam, which means it's in the accusative. You don't look for kanchanam. The chana is attached directly to that K series that is inflected in the accusative. What else is in the accusative?
Vietnam.
Yes. Now, read that first clause from yadi to preshayasi.
Yadi twam na kamchana viram prashayasi.
Preshayasi, yeah. So what does that mean?
If you don't send some heroes,
Right. Now we come to the tarhi.
then
Now we're going to work over here. Okay. So what are we looking at? First thing we have is that nashtaha. There is an implied, what is it? There's an implied us verb here. So, and I would say it connects to what pronoun?
Vayam.
Vayam. And Vayam is what?
It is plural third person.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it's plural, all of us.
Okay, right.
We're back to talking to all us Moonies.
Okay.
The you is Dasharata, and the Vayam, us, is all us Moonies. So, all us Moonies, Vayam and Sarve, what is that? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Sorry, all. One.
it's slightly irregular. That is in the nominative plural. You would want it to say sarvaha, but it's sarve. So that's nominative plural when it's used as an adjective. And what else is in the nominative plural? Vayam. All us, all us, all us. And then I'm telling you that there's like an as verb in here, an is or an are.
We are, yeah, all of us, we are already, because that's what you said, that's not it
Mhm.
destroyed.
Destroyed, that's exactly right. Then all of us are already destroyed. So
Or then we
This-
all are already destroyed.
yeah. So this verb, what's happening here is you have vayam, first person plural, sarve, first person plural, or nominative plural, sarve, nominative plural, and then nashtaha is also nominative plural. So those are all in what we call, well, they're all in agreement in one way or another. They're put in apposition. So your sentence is, we all, and then you add are nashtaha. Here's the tricky thing. Nashtaha is a past passive participle. It's called a bute kradanta. And we'll talk about that in the next class. So in this, it's an adjective, but take it as a passive adjective derived from the root nush. And the root nush means to destroy. So all us are destroyed. Now, what have we learned about this particle sma in the past?
That it means was.
Yes, but when does it mean was? How do you use sma?
Comes after.
After
Some-
what?
Good question. I don't remember.
Anybody else remember?
After something. The verb.
Yes, it comes after the verb. Sma after a present tense, verb, turns it into a simple past tense. Now, I got into my own dumb head looking at this sma for far too long. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. And then I even thought, I'm like, well, that's a past passive. Does sma work the same and turn a past passive participle into like a big time past passive? There's no reason to even think like that. Let's just don't worry about it. This sma here, and I'm sure Goldman says it, but I went and I looked up his description of sma in a lot of places. Sma, when it does not come after a present participle, is just an expletive. So I said already. It could be for sure. It could be, it's an expletive. It's like we are damned. We are damned destroyed. So it's like a curse word. So then we are, and I like adding already to just kind of like strengthen it up. Destroyed. And then what's the iti doing?
He said that the quotation.
Yeah, this one is an end quote, but we're going to come to the next one that says Dasharato vadati, and then he's going to say that other thing. So whenever you see the iti, you need to decide where the verb is that it connects to, and this one, in fact, is up here, vadati. So he says to Dasharato, and that's like open quotes here, and then the iti is close quotes here.
Okay, so when you said he speaks to Dasharata, then that's when the quotes start, and then that indicates that this is ending it. Okay.
Yes, but you'll come down here and you'll be reading the next one, Dasharata vadati, and you naturally want to be like, oh, well, I guess Dasharata said this thing before it, because usually the verb comes after the iti. It doesn't always. Here it comes before. So when you're dealing with quotes, you have to kind of slow down every now and then and go, okay, wait, who's talking to whom? Because Sanskrit don't got a lot of punctuation. All right. So that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. And you did an excellent job on that. Tessa, read it again in Sanskrit and translate.
Okay, we were on Twam Ava
Yeah.
Praj Prajanam
All right. All right. Stop with the zh. Don't English it. Sanskrit it. Prajanam.
Prajanam. Thank
There
you.
you go.
Rakshakosi. Do
Yeah.
you say the C even though the is gone? I
No,
thought
you just say it like this. Tormeva prajanam rakshakosi.
Rakshakosi. Okay. Twamiva Prajanam Rakshakosi. Yadi Twam na Kamchana Viram Prashayasi. Tadhi Vayam Sarve Nashtaha Smai.
Yeah, smaiti. And good that you hit that that huh in the nashtaha. Right. That's important to do that. All right, I'll translate it.
If you do not send some heroes, then we all are already destroyed.
Yeah. Then we are surely all destroyed. I mean, you really want it to be in the future tense, but we haven't learned future tense yet, or in the conditional and prashayati. But prashayati is, or prashayasi is in the causative, which you will learn in like chapter 14 or something like that. But Sanskrit is Sanskrit, so Goldman gives you examples of things you have not learned yet. And that's Goldman for you. All right, and then the first part was Twameva Prajanam Rakshako Si. You are, indeed, you are the protector of people.
Oh yeah, I fixed that.
All good. Who hasn't read yet? Lindsey Brown. You there?
Sorry, I totally would, but I am driving.
Oh, no, then don't.
Oh, no, then don't.
I'm sorry.
You're all good. You're all good. All right, Atlas, you're up.
Okay.
Atlas, I want you to go all the way to the next ET. Yeah.
Just help please orient me to where we are on the page and
There you
then I'll work with
Bo Mune. The Bo Mune Yebyoho Rakshasebyaha Rashayoho Rakshay Rishayoho Apiyudwajante Tesham Hanane Kahasamarta Iti. Oh, I guess
I'm so sorry.
And use Dasharata Vadati as well.
Okay, I'm sorry. There was kind of actually a lot going on at once, but so I'm trying to still find we were physically on the page. Like, do you mind pointing out, please,
Can
where
you
we
see?
are?
Can you see it? Can you? I'm hovering over where you start. I'm moving my cursor.
Okay, I had to scroll over a screen.
Oh, okay.
Thought it was
I'm like,
all
I'm showing you, buddy.
I'm sorry. Gotcha.
You're good.
Okay. So, Dasarato, Vodati. Okay. Dasharata speaks. Yeah, speaks.
Yes.
And then, Maho.
Mm-hmm.
Mune.
Yeah. This is our
who
new
is-
Mooney paradigm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the first word anyways there, but the Mune, okay, that's a sage, and that would be a singular what, locative?
You would like it to be. You would like it to be, but Mooney is different. Here's the clue, Atlas. Look up.
I can't hear you.
Oh. All right.
What'd you say?
Here's your clue. You have Bo. Bo means like hey. Like, you know, we learn hey Rama, hey Rama, hey Maraha, hey Ramaha. So Bo is an interjective. So it means like hey there. And Munehe is therefore in the vocative. So that's Muni.
That was vocative.
Vocative.
Oh, okay, vocative.
Yeah, the Sambodhana.
Okay. There we go. Simple now. Okay, so Osage.
Yeah. And then get ready to work your duels.
Alrighty. So Yepyo. Okay. Rakshasepya. Rakshasepya.
Yeah.
And then Rishyo. Rishyo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pew Pudwidante.
Good. That's a tongue twister.
Tesham. And then Hanane. Oh my gosh, okay, long sentence here. Kaha Samartaha
Mm-hmm.
and Iti.
Yeah. And I will cue you in right off the bat. This is a full KYT series sentence. You have a K, you have a Y, and a T. So you have an interrogative,
Well, this is gonna be
a
a good
relative,
learning
and a
opportunity.
relative.
I've been through this chapter once, so I am so
Don't worry, I will help you. So where's my first verb?
hold on. The tongue twister.
Yeah. Udwijante. Udwijante. Yeah. Udwijante. I say udwijante, but if you want to hit it harder with the va, udwijante. Sometimes that helps. And that just means to tremble.
It's the PY, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, rishayo pudwijante. Rishayo
Okay.
pudwijante.
So the Pudwijante, that's P plus Udwijante.
You got it. It's in the
Okay.
Yamanepada. Yeah.
Okay.
right.
So I guess with that said, let me figure out what page our glossary is on, and Udwijante is what I'm looking up, right?
Yeah, it means to tremble.
To tremble.
Yeah.
And so then P is like even or so, like he's trembling
Yeah,
just
yep.
so, or what?
Yep. But then we're gonna need a nominative plural.
Okay.
Nominative plural.
I'm getting okay. Well, first question here, because I'm overwhelmed by the fact that we're only halfway through the damn sentence. And am I assuming that this is basically one clause itself, and I'm only looking at the left of this?
Yes. That's
Okay.
Remember how I said I'll tell you now. This from Yebyaha to Udwijante is your relative clause. And we know the relative clause in Sanskrit always comes before the correlative clause.
Right.
Why? Because that's how they do it. And it's the opposite of how we do it in English. Then
Okay.
you have kaha samarta iti. That is yet another clause. And that clause is interrogative because it's a K. So leave that K one alone. You might want to start with it, but leave it alone. You need to figure out your relative and your correlative clauses.
Okay. And so just so I can draw a quick correlation here, are the relative clauses, those are always Y's, right? And correlatives are always T's, or is that too much of
Yes, for the most part, yes.
Okay.
That's why we call it the KYT series.
Just making sure that I'm getting the right ones
Yeah.
associated with the right ones in my head right now.
You're all good.
So Yepyo, Rakshasepya, Rishyo. So Rishyo is that a plural right there of some nature?
Yes, a nominative plural of the word rishi. Rishi, the seers. So uppy, but even, moreover, the seers tremble. So what do you do with Yebyaha Rakshasepya?
Where would you find like the declension of Rishi like that if we haven't learned that?
You learned it this chapter.
Where?
Muni.
Well, how do you know? Okay, so how do you know that that's the same declension as Rishi then?
because they both have short eyes in the masculine singular.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Um.
Yeah, so they're both masculine singular words. So you have to realize that rishi is a masculine term that ends in I, and then you go and then go here. So it would be we had munayoho earlier. Yeah.
Well, I guess I have also kind of been
Yeah,
unsure,
stay right
like
there.
whether any of the consonants change what declension it is either, because otherwise you only have a few vowels. And so I'm trying to like figure out just how many declensions there are.
I put up a video that's 20 minutes long where someone declines all of them. I don't know the number off the top of my head. You'll keep learning them as you go through Sanskrit. You'll learn them up to chapter 20, man. They're always coming.
All right, so Rishyo is the nominative plural of Rishi, and we have the Ujjante, which is the tremble. Now do I take into account uppy because it's right in
about the uppy.
conjunction with
Think about the uppy later. That's always the last thing.
Okay.
So then what's these two? What are these two words?
Well, yepi, so yepia or yepio. If you give me a moment, I will tell you.
And everybody, this will be our last sentence we do today.
Okay, so what's yepio? Because apparently I don't have that available to me.
Yeah, that's plural. Rakshasebhyaha and yebhyaha. So those are our plural ablative or dative.
But
So
what word even is yepia? That's what I'm not able to find.
That's your pronoun. So what that is it's the KYT series. So it's K or Y or T that are conjugated like your demonstrative pronoun. So this is the same as tebyaha, the demonstrative pronoun tebyaha.
Okay.
So the sages, uppy, tremble due to or because of those demons.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, my brain doesn't work that fast in these things, and
This is hard. This is hard. It takes some time.
I haven't been through this translation at all, and I literally have to like write these translations out about 5 or 6 times before we even get to class, so I'm feeling pretty uncomfortable.
All right. Well, I will walk you through the rest of it. All right. This is a tricky one. But it's a good one. So what we're going to do with the next with our last meeting of class is this is the one we'll start with. I'm going to translate it for you now and explain it, but we'll start with this sentence next time and read through the end. And then after that, you'll be able to ask me questions about anything with any time remaining for preparing for the exam. So, and this one and the one Tessa did are probably the hardest sentences in here. We have our verb udwijante, plural. Now I know that's plural atmanepada, to tremble. Rishayo, plural of rishi. So one of the things that Goldman is doing in this chapter is you had those like 4 different paradigms that you learned at the beginning, and he's going to use them. So you have Rakshasebhyaha and Yebhyaha. Those rishi are those demons. So you start with your relative clause. The rishis tremble due to the demons. Now we have this relative. Relative, we're going to look for something else that is in the same gender. namely masculine, and is plural. The first one we see is tesham. Tesham. That is tesham teshu. That is our demonstrative pronoun. So it's the T in the KYT series that's in the plural genitive. Hanane. All right. Hanana, from our root hun, means killing, the act of killing. And it is in the locative, in killing them. Now, this is what makes this tricky, because when you read it in Sanskrit and you understand the KYT series, it makes sense. But you have to switch the syntax around so much to get it into English, which is always tricky for me. So I've got in killing them. Samartha is a word that means capable. And that word that means capable, its object is usually in the locative. You would think it would be hanasya, capable of killing them. But it's capable in killing them. That's just the way this works. So we've got all of the words, and we end with iti. This very specific iti marks the end of Dasharato Vadati. So I'm going to give you the full translation as I translate it, and then I'm going to explain it one more time. Dasharata says, "Hey, Muni," in the singular, because there's one Muni that he's talking to. These demons, or hold on, indeed, or even, or moreover, the rishis tremble due to these demons. Who are these demons? There, Tesham, Hanane, in killing them. Kaha, who is capable in killing them? Who are them? Them are Yebyaha, Rakshasebyaha. How do we know they connect? Because, and I really do think this comes naturally in time, because they are plural and they are masculine. The KYT series requires the relative and the correlative to have the same gender and the same number. So, kaha is the interrogative. That's doing its own thing. It's actually, you could put this a couple of ways, but you can read it backward from the English. Who is capable of or in killing them, those Rakshasas who afflict? No, I turned it into passive. This is so hard. It's so clear in the Sanskrit. All right. The rishis, the seers, even the rishis are terrified or tremble due to those demons. Who is capable in killing those demons? I know, it's confusing, but it's really because there's an elegance in the Sanskrit that is so different from our word order in English. What you need to see, though, is that you have 3 different clauses. Well, you have 2 main clauses, but you need to see that the Tesham is connected to the Yebya, Yebyo, Rakshasebyo. So one last time. Yebyo, Rakshasebyo, Rishayo, Api Udvijante, Tesham Hanane, Kahasamarte Iti. Starting with the correlative. The rishis tremble due to those demons. Who is capable of killing them?
Is it who is or who are? Because if it's plural.
That would be who is, because it's singular.
Yep, but what does it agree with?
That's exactly. It agrees with nothing because it's asking a question.
Oh, it is asking. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a tricky one because it has that interrogative. Now, the interrogative sometimes connects to these a little bit more clearly. Other times they don't. But we notice this interrogative is different from Yebyo and Tesham, and it is singular. So that's how, if it was in the plural, then we would be it would all be agreeing with the Yebiaha and Tesham, but it's singular. So rishis, even the rishis, tremble due to these demons. Who singular is capable in killing them, i.e., those demons? I know,
So-
it's a little bit maddening. All right, somebody needs to be muted. I'm dying out over here. Okay, it was Atlas. I got you.
So
Tessa.
so it's almost like there's a statement or even the rishis tremble due to those demons, comma, and then a question is following it. Who is capable?
Yeah. Who is capable of killing them, i.e., those demons?
Okay, but it's all right. I think
So the best way to grasp this is really you just keep reading it until you can see the way that the relatives and co-relatives come into play. And I struggled with these for a long time until I was able to just get the sense of the rhythm of them, and really to see that the reason I struggle with them is because they're so not like English. English it's reversed. We would put what, if you call something the precedent, would be the precedent and the antecedent are reversed in Sanskrit from what we do. But if you remember, relative clause, that's a ye, that's a ya of the KYT series, comes before the co-relative. And it argues that these are incorporated, that's the phrase that they use, are incorporated into one another. So we would put the emphasis on stating right off the bat, who is capable of killing them? Them who are, but I can't quite get it in English that way. Who is capable of killing them? Let's make it 2 sentences. Even the sages tremble due to these demons. Period. Who is capable of killing them?
Oh, that makes sense.
Who is capable of the killing of them? So it's tricky because these do not agree, but they are about the same reference. And we'll go over this again on the next time because, yeah, Saskia, my brain can't take it anymore. I know. This is befuddling. But like everything with Sanskrit, in time it becomes natural. But in this one, I really think this is where the reading for emphasis helps. Yebyaha rakshasebyaha rishayo api udwijante. Tesham hanane kahasamarta iti. So that helps me. I have to read it and not think about the English. And I find when I get flummoxed by these, what I'll often do is I'll just not look at the KYT series at all and just figure out what the solid state little sentences are. Like rishis tremble. Okay. Rishis tremble. That's my thing. All right. Who is capable of killing them? Okay. Of them. Is it of the rishis? No, because they're in the nominative. We see yebyaha rakshasebyaha, and we see that these are plural and masculine, and these are plural and masculine. So we know they connect in the KYT series. It's not easy, but you'll get it. You'll get it, I promise. All right. Really, really quality work today. I'm just so proud of y'all. You have come so far. I'm looking forward to, well, I'm not looking forward to ending this class. I'm sad that this class is ending, but I feel very satisfied with how far we've come. And I will tell you that, my second Sanskrit teacher, Greg Hillis, would repeat a statement I made to him all the time in second year Sanskrit. I'd say, what is all this shit, man? The hardest thing is Sunday and relative co-relative. And then Atlas just pointed out this really distinctive problem, which is you can't go and look up yebyaha. If you get your dictionary, right? Get my Sanskrit dictionary. Yebyaha will not be in here.
I wasn't looking for Yepyaha, I was looking for a chart.
Did they? Oh, he did. He didn't give out a full chart, did he? On that.
No, there's no chart.
Well, let me email me. I bet I can find one. I'm sure they're out there. Sometimes that's helpful because what Goldman's trying to get you to do is to generate those words on your own from the demonstrative pronouns.
Sure, but like if that's like on the spot and you're doing that with every little thing sort of deal, I mean, like this is why I have to have like 5 or 6 different iterations of notes before being able to even approach a translation because there's so much referencing to do. And even if you like are working on memory, then you have to be like, okay, it might take you 30 seconds to remember one thing anyways. Like it's kind of
you got it. That's how it is.
That's why this is like frustrating for me right now, is because me personally not so prepared, but then also, yeah, like I do remember the first time going through this chapter being like, okay, I see that you don't have the charts because it's a simple enough thing, but don't think that it's going to be a simple enough recall for it.
You're exactly right. I mean, I used to have, they stopped publishing this. This is one of my favorite things. This is all of the paradigms, all iterations.
That's amazing. I would love one of those.
Yeah, they stopped making them. I wish I would have bought. I wanted to buy a case of them and give them out to Sanskrit students at one point. My girlfriend at the time was like, Brahmin girls are like, no, they don't need that from you. They can do that themselves. Like, I wanted to give a nice gift, but yeah. So I don't really look up the charts very much anymore. I use that conjugation tool that I showed you of the Sanskrit heritage. It's in the PowerPoint. I'm not quite sure how to get it to generate the demonstrative pronouns though. There's a way to do it. So yeah.
You type in usma and yushma is I think what they use.
Yeah, that does the personal ones, but I don't know if it does. I wonder if it does just kaha. I'll have to look.
I haven't played with that one yet.
So it's a lot of memorization, but the other thing, Atlas, you're really pointing to the problem here. That's like it'll take you often 30 seconds on a word. I mean, I heard James Mallinson say that even to this day, sometimes he'll spend 10 minutes trying to translate a word to get it just right in a scripture because there's so much nuance. Sanskrit is specific and elegant, but can also be very vague. So you have to bring a lot into it. And what's really sad is a lot of students will get through this first year semester Sanskrit and not read Devanagari and also not have the paradigms memorized that you memorized. Then they go into the next class and every word, I mean, it gets harder and harder because if you have to go and look up the short forms, the Rama form for every word, holy crap, you're going to have to be flipping through reference things the whole time. So you have to memorize it. Not as much to be able to repeat it, but so it's in your head so you recognize it. So you know where to look it up. Just like you were saying with Rishayo. How did I know that's Rishi with the chart on it? Well, it's like Mooney. You haven't learned.
Well, I don't know. My brain was just kind of like the sibilant there is like that could be like an entirely different thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Rishi with a short I.
Okay.
Just like Mooney. So if you looked above, Atlas, this is what I was saying. We have Munayo, that's Mooney with a short I, and then Rishayo. And you're really right to point out that Rishi is a confusing one because it has that short Ri and it has that sibilant Sha, and it's hard to look at that and see a short I. When I look at Munio or Munayo, I can kind of see a short I in there. But Rishi is always, I found a tricky one, and that's a paradigm I just memorized at one point. I rememorized Muniyaha, and I just did it with Rishi because Rishi just looks weird to me.
Yeah. Some of them, like, it's hard for me to just kind of like zero in on like what's the root, what looks like a paradigm, and what's something we just haven't learned yet.
Yeah, welcome to Sanskrit, motherfucker. That's how it works.
Oh, I feel very welcome indeed.
Yeah, you're in the loving arms of the language that just wants to hurt you. I mean, I remember this was a constant thing in Sanskrit class. I'd be there, I'd be learning something, and Stanishwar would say, and then there's this, and I would just like throw my pen in the air. And he would be like, what, you don't like it? This Nepali. I'm like, no, I don't like it. Why are we doing this? And he'd be like, it's wonderful. And then he'd go right along. I mean, the amount of times I threw my pen in the air and shook my head and went, why? And honestly, because of my dyslexia, I did have to, even with all the time memorizing, it just didn't stick. So it really took probably like my third year that I really had things internalized, as well as a lot of the other students had at the end of their first year. On the other hand, I knew the grammar way better than anybody else did, because I couldn't just look and read and intuit like these natural language learners. And I told you this story. It wasn't until like fourth year Sanskrit in that last semester where suddenly I was at the top of the class, as was my pal Autumn, and we were the ones who probably cried the most.
Yeah,
Tears. There were tears.
so many tears.
There is
I-
a Sanskrit grammar out there somewhere called Sanskrit Without Tears, but I've never been able to get a hold of it. And I've always wondered if that's a play on Aleister Crowley's book, Magic Without Tears.
Well, I don't know, but if tear-free shampoo has anything to say for it, don't believe them.
All right. Atlas, I saw you have your little freak out there. It's all good. You're in a safe space, my friend.
I mean, you know, just end the semester, whatever. It's all good.
It's not just that.
Everything's
Sometimes you
great.
gotta throw your pen in the air and go, no! I still feel like that with Sunday sometimes. Why?
The Sunday, at this point, the Sunday is like the most intuitive part of all of this.
That's what happens. That's what happens. Initially, y'all struggled so hard on Sunday, and I told you, I was like, you're gonna wish we were back on Sunday. Look, it just happened. Look, it's all, and once again,
I would love
all
to
of
be
you-
only on Sunday forever. I'm just like, oh, it's smushed so beautifully.
Yeah, it's all put together well. And all of you are reading Devanagari very well. I mean, you're going to roll into Dr. Williams' class, and he's the one who told me I shouldn't force y'all to learn Devanagari, and you're all going to read it. Maybe, just maybe, he'll have to eat my shorts. All right. It's the time where I crack open a beer and have Sanskrit late night. If anybody wants to hang around, I'll be here for a few minutes. The rest of you, off on your way.
I just found Sanskrit Without Tears. It really exists. I thought
I've
you
never
would-
been able to find a copy of it though.
There's two for like $8 on Abe Books. If
Oh yeah?
I might get
Abe
one.
Books is such an amazing website. Always order through them.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
they're still owned by Amazon.
But